Hello and welcome to another episode of Static Industries. Today, we try to get to steel. So, previously, between the episodes, and I believe during the stream, I made this coke oven, which is producing my creosote, which is then being turned into lubricant with this redstone in the mixer. And this is what I'm using to process my ingots into rods and bolts, and I think the rings as well will be able to be made over here. I haven't set that up yet. I have got the cobble gen that is producing sand at this point at a very good rate. This will allow me to produce bricks very easily. And this bronze boiler is what's powering all of this. And I've thrown in a buffer. I don't know if it's necessary, but I've got it set up to be able to input and output. So if for some reason this falters, this can continue. And in fact, I do need to put some more fuel in there. So let me grab another stack of lignite. Toss that in there. And I'm just gonna put these over here for now. Because honestly, I don't really know what else to do with them. Oh, right. That's not going to work because that's a storage block and not a machine that takes steam. Alright, so steel. To be able to make steel, I need a steam blast furnace, which needs me to make steel dust, which needs me to make coke. And all I need to do is turn this coke into coke dust. It's a heavily improved version of coal. It's 4 times as powerful as regular coal, and it is a key component in creating steel. To make coke dust, you will need to pass regular coke through the macerator. Alright, so I can do that very easily right now. So let me take a stack of this, and I'm just gonna throw it in. Do I have a free macerator? Not specifically. That's okay though. I mean, hey, I'll take a stuffed potato. That was one more new food. this is something that I'm probably going to want to do. Raw synthetic oil bucket. Mixing the coke dust and water in a mixer will get you raw synthetic oil, which you can burn in a steam blast furnace, which is what I'm going to have to be making next, my next big structure, to get synthetic oil. Mix it with paper, and that gives you rubber sheets. Automating this process is strongly recommended. Note that paper can be made from wood using wood pulp. And it looks like, yeah, this is just another Chapter 2 reward, common reward. The large steam furnace. Tired of waiting on those vanilla furnaces to take forever to smelt down your ores and dusts? The large steam furnace is the solution. This multi-block is capable of smelting 8 items at once for the cost of 1. Makes it extremely efficient, and a very handy tool if you need to mass smelt stuff and you don't want to dive into create. Oh, that actually... If you're having trouble forming the multi-block, well, W... Okay, so it's going to be the same as the previous one. It's going to be ponder, like create has. I may set one of those up in a moment. Now I can take and make with iron dust and coke dust in the mixer. 7-2. Alright, that's an interesting ratio. But I put that in there and I grab some iron and I turn a stack of this into some dust. And this will automate making all of this. Now, I know that with the Tom Simple Storage mod, I can automate further to automatically input and output from my storage system. Tom's, I believe it is with this. Yeah, so this would allow me to import and export from my inventory network. The problem is I don't have enough like resources to just fully let it go. I need to automate resources before I can automate this end of it all. But at least this way I'm able to produce what I need when I need it. Oh, and this can only be cooked in a steam blast furnace. Good to know. Well, it looks like I'm going to have to make a steam blast furnace now. Oh, nice. I got the flippers. You know what? This is another thing that's going to be handy to keep in my backpack right now. Okay. what do I need to make the blast furnace? Any input hatch, any output hatch, and any fluid input hatch. So I need to make another set of these. Input hatch. The bronze item input hatch is very simply make a few of these. Put the hopper on the bottom for an output hatch. And now I need the bronze fluid one. Nice. I've got these three. Now I need to make 29 fire clay bricks plus another 8, so I really need another 37 fire clay bricks. And these are made in a compressor from fire clay brick, which is made from fire clay dust, which is made from brick dust and clay dust. And I can make clay with bulk washing at my create setup. So my create setup here allows me to bulk wash all of this clay, or all of the sand, to make clay. And there we go. There's my clay. I have got a few stacks of it. Nothing to sneeze at or anything. Let's put away all of this unnecessary stuff. Now I can take some of this clay Alright, let me turn this off, and then I'm going to take... Is this going to work if I turn this? Used. How can I make the forge hammer or the macerator? Okay, so now I've got the... Okay, now that I've got the bricks being made over here on the backside, I've turned off the auto extraction. That way it won't just turn them into the full bricks, because that's not what I want right now. What I want is the single bricks, so that I can grind them down into dust along with the clay that's being ground into dust here. And it's going to make my fire clay brick. Now, I needed 29 of these plus another 8, so that's 37. And each one of these takes 4, which means that I need 120 plus another 28, so 148. I need about 150. I'm going to need about 150 of these fire clay bricks. So I'm just going to let this process, and I'm going to keep up with my sand and turning it into clay and keeping that production up. One other note, once I can finally start getting steel made, which is going to be very soon, I will be able to produce the item pipes. And once I can make the item pipes, I'm going to rework my automation so that it will automatically import and export to and from my storage system. So it'll be a little bit easier, but I'm going to set it up so that I can turn it on and off if that's at all possible. Ugh. Excuse me. That was not bad. I mean, unless you're into that. Ah, shit. Smelt. You can do it. There you go. There you... Yeah. I knew you could do it. Rude. Nice. Some bricks in there. Play. Top you off. Top you off. Just 50 more to go. Ooh. Looks like I'm running low on some steam here. If I flip these to be input and output, that should allow me to use these as buffers to help continue this production so it doesn't tick out. Where am I going to build my steam furnace? I think I'm going to build my steam blast furnace like here, opposite my coke oven. Seems logical. And I don't think that I can just... No. These need to be put into a compressor. Or compacting, but I think that the compressor... Almost there. I've got 21 currently in there, and this one's got another 11. That'll be plenty. Beautiful. In fact, I'm going to actually remove and let that just finish up on its own. Now, one of my goals for this series is to make pizza, because pizza's amazing. One problem with that is I need cheese. And from what I can tell, the only way that I can get cheese is through Ad Astra, which is going to require me to go to the moon. So I'm going to have to go to the moon, set up some kind of mining facility, have a way to have it transported back automatically so that I can automate the cheese portion of the pizza, because automating the tomato sauce will be pretty easy because I can make it in a mixer. I can just make a bunch of bowls, It doesn't require heating. Makes no difference. So the tomatoes can be handled very easily, and I'm pretty sure I have tomato seeds already. Yeah, I've got tomato seeds already. So I can set up a farm, and with Create, I don't know if I'm going to want to go a different way, but I think I'm going to want to go with Create, because you can set up this, like, it's a farm that will auto-harvest your crops, and it rolls back and forth, and it cuts it, and then you can have it replant as well. So I'm looking at possibly doing that, or looking to see if the mod pack has a different way to handle automating growing of crops. Because if I can just automate growing crops some other way, Create is fun and all, but it's very convoluted if I'm being honest. And it's kind of hard to keep up with, and it takes up so much space to make anything happen. I believe it's also going to start creating a lot of lag because there's a lot of moving things. And I'm just not trying to have that much lag in my world. I want to be able to play it when I get to the end. I don't want it to be a struggle. Nice, perfect, 37. Awesome. Now I have the 37 brick that I need. I need to make one steam blast furnace, which is going to take a regular blast furnace. Need to make a bit of stone, but that's okay. I've got plenty. Oh, there's my other bucket. Got my stone. I mean, that was the recipe. Smooth stone. I think that's 4. Or do I smelt the stone again? I might smelt the stone again. Yeah, I just had to smelt it again. I'm gonna let this stack build up. That way I've got some smooth stone just in case I need it for anything else. But this is all I need to complete what I'm working on right now. The blast furnace, and now I can make the steam blast furnace interface. Yes. There we go. Okay. Now I imagine this is going to function the same as the other one, where in fact I need to make these input and output. Needs to be hollow in the middle, I imagine. Ah, and it's one more level. And it says shape is valid. Item input and item output. Auto insertion. Auto extraction. That should automate this. I'll have to fill these, but that's okay. Because I can put all of this in here. And with the steam I'm making here, I feel like I need to make more. But I think I'm going to be able to upgrade all this very soon. I think that's what all this steel is going to be for. Oh, this is taking a while. How many is it making at a time, though? Oh, that is so slow. Alright. That's very slow. That's going to take forever. That's okay. That's fine. I can set up multiples of these to be able to make steel, but let me see where my jumping off point is. I got warp plates. Nice. In fact, I'm going to keep that in my backpack. Although, can't I place one of these down? Bring this to another warp plate. Okay. That's alright. Once you have the steel, you can upgrade any one of your hatches on the steam blast furnace to allow it to process 4 EU per tick recipes. With that, you can run redstone dust through the blast furnace to produce molten redstone. At this point, you won't really have a reason to generate any, but it could be useful to cheapen redstone components. Okay. So what you're saying is if I do... What are you saying? You can upgrade any one of your hatches. Maybe I need more than 3? I don't know. Yeah. Alright, so I think what I can do is make a steel machine casing, which is gonna require, in fact, well, let's see. Sorry. I need 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 plates, which I don't even have 12 ingots, so I need 12 plates.